Today we're going to break down a really powerful idea from the one and only Jim Rohn. It's his surprisingly simple secret for getting whatever you want out of life. And honestly, it's an idea that might just change the way you look at things.
So let's just start with the big one. How do you get what you want from life? It's this massive question, right? Something we all think about, and a lot of us spend our whole lives trying to figure out the answer. But for Jim Rohn, the answer wasn't nearly as complicated as we tend to make it.
His answer is just one word: ask. That's it. I know it sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But according to Rohn, this single, simple action is the key that unlocks everything that follows.
And look, he wasn't just talking about some minor life hack. He was dead serious about this. He truly believed that learning the art of asking is one of the most crucial, most fundamental skills you could ever possibly master.
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to look at the one-word answer itself, then the 3 keys to receiving that make it all work. After that, we'll get into the practical side with the art of asking, and we'll wrap it all up with a 90-day challenge he laid out for everyone.
How to get whatever you want. That's the title of the next set of notes. How to get whatever you want. Here's what it says if you're ready. It says, ask. That's it. End of notes. Ask. If there's one art in life to learn extremely well, that's got to be one of them. The art of asking. What does ask mean? Ask means, what do you want? And the formula is staggering. It says ask and what? A guy ought to look into that. See, you've got to be better than a good worker. You've got to be a good asker. Now let me give you 3 key points on asking and receiving. This can do it. Number 1, asking is the beginning of receiving. Asking starts a unique process, mental and emotional. I don't even know how it works. All I know is it works. It's like pushing a button and all this machinery starts working. I don't know how. It just works. There's a lot of things you don't need to know how. Just work them. Some people are always studying the roots. Others are picking the fruit. I mean, it depends on what end of it you want in on. Asking is the beginning of receiving, so start the process. Here's number 2. Receiving is not the problem. Receiving is automatic. Now, if that's true, receiving is not the problem, what's the problem? Failure to ask might be one of your major problems. I don't know. Check it out. The guy says, oh, now I see it. I got up last year and hit it every day, but there's not a scrap of paper with my goals on it. Good worker, poor asker. So you got to change that. Here's number 3. Receiving is like the ocean. There's plenty. Success is not in short supply. It isn't rationed, and you stepped up to the window and it was all gone. No, no, no. It's like an ocean here. Now, if that's true, what's the problem? Well, some people go to the ocean with a teaspoon. Have you got the picture? See, what you want to do in view of the size of the ocean is trade your teaspoon for at least a bucket, and you'll look better down at the ocean. Kids won't make fun of you, right? Okay. Now there's 2 ways to ask, and we'll wrap up goal setting. 2 ways. Here's number 1. Ask with intelligence. It didn't say ask intelligently, but I'm sure it meant that. Don't mumble. You don't get anything by mumbling. Be clear. Be specific. Intelligent asking means how wide, how high, how soon, when, what size, what color, how much. Define what you want and describe what you want. That's powerful. Goals become like a magnet. They pull you that direction, and the better you describe them, the more they pull. So ask intelligently. Here's number 2. Ask with faith. That's the childish part of the equation. Believe you can get what you want like a child. Not an adult. Adults are too skeptical. So the formula really reads, make plans like an adult and believe in them like a child. And the most incredible things will happen. Just try it for 90 days. Just try it. You can always go back to the old ways. Just try it, just 90 days, 90 days. The world admires the doers.
So in Rohn's world, asking isn't some passive little wish. Nope. It's an active, deliberate first step. It is the beginning of a seriously powerful process.
He describes it like this. Think of it as pushing a button on some incredible machine. You don't have to understand every single gear and circuit inside. You just have to know that when you push that ask button, it kicks off this whole unique mental and emotional process. It's the trigger. It gets everything moving.
So you might be wondering, okay, but why does this work? How can just asking be so effective? Well, Rohn gives us 3 foundational keys that really explain the logic behind it.
And here they are. It's pretty straightforward. Number 1, asking is the start of receiving. Number 2, receiving is actually automatic. And number 3, success is like an ocean. There's more than enough to go around. These 3 ideas, they're the core of his entire philosophy.
So that first key is all about your mindset. Rohn says some of us spend our whole lives studying the roots, obsessing over how everything works, analyzing it to death, which usually leads to doing nothing. He wants us to be fruit pickers, to just accept that it works and focus on taking action and getting results.
Now, this brings us to his second key, and it's a big one. He says receiving is automatic. That's not our problem. The real problem is that a lot of us are what he called a good worker, poor asker. We work hard, we show up, we put in the effort, but we just plain forget to ask for what we actually want.
And this quote just brilliantly illustrates his third key. You see, success, opportunity, it's not in short supply. It's an entire ocean. The problem isn't the size of the ocean. The problem, as Rohn so perfectly puts it, is that some of us show up to this vast ocean with a tiny little teaspoon. The limitation isn't out there, it's in here.
Okay, so we've got the what and the why. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's get really practical and look at Rohn's 2 specific ways to actually master this art of asking. First up, ask with intelligence. And all this means is you have to get crystal clear and super specific. No vague wishes allowed. You've got to define it. How wide? How high? How soon? What size? What color? How much? When you describe what you want with this level of detail, it's like it becomes a magnet, just pulling you and everything you need toward it.
The second method is to ask with faith. And this one really requires a big mental shift. Think about the typical adult mind. It's skeptical, it's cautious, it's totally obsessed with knowing how. He contrasts that with a childlike mindset, which is all about believing and trusting. A child just focuses on the what, not all the reasons it might not work.
And honestly, this quote right here is the perfect summary of the whole formula. It's this powerful combination, right? You use your smart adult brain to make clear, specific, intelligent plans, but then you approach those plans with the pure, unshakable belief of a little kid. Now, Jim Rohn wasn't just a theorist. He was all about action. So he doesn't just leave us with these cool ideas. He wraps it all up with a direct, simple call to action, a way for you to put this whole thing to the test for yourself. He challenges you to just try it. That's it. For just 90 days, for the next 3 months, just practice this stuff. Practice asking with intelligence and practice asking with faith, and just see what happens when you do it consistently.
And the beauty of this whole challenge is how low risk it is. He basically says, look, if after 90 days you decide it's not for you, well, your old habits and your old ways of thinking, they'll be right there waiting for you. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. So yeah, you can always go back. But Ron leaves us with a much more powerful question to think about, doesn't he? What incredible things might happen in your life if, after those 90 days, you discover you never, ever want to go back? What if this one simple act changes everything?